Greetings, everyone. This is Rock and Roll Spock Nation. We're going to learn some of Mutant Monday. We made it through 10 Lives and 10 Deaths of Wolverine, and we're now definitively in the Destiny of X, which kicks off with Immortal X-Men #1. So, Immortal X-Men #1 is described by the X-Men writing staff as being the new Avengers to Jerry Dugan's X-Men. If comparing it to the to Jerry Dugan's X-Men's Avengers, Jonathan Hickman's Avengers run, he was writing both Avengers and New Avengers. Avengers was the Avengers doing Avengers stuff. New Avengers was the Illuminati being dicks. It was. Let's just be clear. So, this will focus on the Quiet Council being, well, quite likely, dicks. So, we open with in Paris in 1919 with a meeting between Nathaniel Essex and Irene Adler. Apparently, Irene sees that their fates appear to be intertwined, and whether they're on the winning side or losing side, they should be on the same side. She tells him something which causes him to, well, die. And then Irene's lover, Raven, Mystique, also approaches and asks what Irene told Sinister. And what she says is basically that she asked Raven to never ask her again. And if Raven ever needs to know, she will. But the idea is to hope that day never comes. So, from then on, the issue is narrated by Sinister, and I said this in the weekly comic book roundup. At the very least, I need Sinister to be narrating every issue of the series. Honestly, I'd love it if he narrated every X book going forward, but, well, hey, I'll take what I can get. But Magneto quits the Quiet Council, kind of a big thing. We get Sinister's opinions on this. And apparently, Sinister's opinion on Magneto leaving the council, as well as his opinions on the council members. Apparently, he is petrified of Exodus. But we then get another Sinister secrets. Well, in this case, everyone's secrets. So each one is rated either with a green diamond, known to all mutants but no humans; orange diamond, known to the Quiet Council; red diamond, known only to the mutants involved; or a black diamond, not known. With mutant drug L, all humans can have an extra 5 years of life, but humanity still doesn't know that mutants are immortal. Rating: green diamond. Magneto and Charles Xavier were in secret partnership with Moira McTaggart as architects to Krakoa. Their plans have been charted by Moira's mutant gift. She has lived multiple lives. Her death annihilated a timeline, carrying her knowledge into her new life. Rating: known to the Quiet Council. When it was clear Xavier and Magneto wouldn't bring back Destiny, on Moira's orders, Mystique brought her back herself. This included impersonating Xavier and giving a Cerebro helmet to Hope Summers, who resurrected Destiny with the Five, known only to the mutants involved. Omni-linguist mutant Doug Ramsey and Warlock have integrated with the living island Krakoa and were always aware of Moira, and prevented Destiny and Mystique's attempt to kill her. Instead, Moira ran on the run, depowered, known only to the mutants involved. The radical human organization Orchis was founded by an AI consciousness from a future where mutants annihilate the AI Omega Sentinel and Nimrod are using Orchis to prevent that happening. They don't care about the humans at all. Humanity still doesn't know that mutants are immortal. Rating, not known. The X-Men have wiped the brains of a mutant reporter or a human reporter to prevent the secret of mutant resurrection coming out. Rating, not only the mutants involved. Agent Brand is collaborating with Orcus. Rating, not known. Moira's secret, a secret she didn't want anyone to know, we always lose. Known to the Quiet Council. True. So, obviously the Quiet Council is looking for new members. Angel has his name put in. Penance, when I say Croy, has hers put in. The Gorgon has his put in, though he is still dealing with having been resurrected after a death in another world. Vulcan appears to have been approached, though he feels he's overqualified, having ruled an actual space empire. Kind of a big deal, just a little bit. Abigail Brand also puts her name in the hat. Beast is also interested. Brought a PowerPoint too, explaining that he's been heading X-Force and doing the work the council needed done. They've lost Magneto, and they don't need a soft hand. They need someone with that precision and intellect, and bonus, bountiful blue fur. Kate and Nightcrawler discussed the whole thing with Kate speculating that if they put one on the council, the other would assassinate the one who wasn't, would assassinate the one who was. And she also asked Kurt if it was a bad breakup, and if anyone knows. Sinister knows whether or not it was a bad breakup. However, Kurt thinks that since they're both completely unethical, he doesn't trust either of them on the council. With Sinister chiming in that being untrustworthy is his job, until Exodus says some hollers for him, and Sinister states, "Okay, fine, it's their job. Plenty of unethical to go around." Kurt suggests Legion, though it's shot down immediately by Xavier, who then asks if Storm would talk to some of the members of the Iraqi Council, though they're not interested. Taking a seat without having to fight for it seems an insult. Maybe in time there will be better understanding between the two mutant nations. Kate offers a position to Doug Ramsey, who turns it down as they think, not a NB they, but a plural they. They will compromise everything, with Sinister adding that the we he uses is meaningful. However, Exodus has an idea. Hope. Apparently, Hope is still not entirely fond of the degree of reverence given to her. Celine, the former Black Queen of the Hellfire Club, is also interested, and points out a very good point. Makes a very good point. No one on the council knows anything about magic. She does. Apocalypse knew, but Apocalypse is gone. But Hope arrives and states that it needs to be her. Explaining that the five are what the whole island rests on. If they're not being heard or are worried about what's going on, that's a real problem. So, if they want it, the five needs to have representation on the council. adding they want it. And Sinister also asks if he's the only one who hears it or else after that. But it's pretty clear that, yeah, Hope's got the seat. And they vote. After Sinister has to change his vote. Doesn't want to seem too weaker after all. Then we get another red diamond. Some immortal Sinister secrets. Scandal. Which certain young lady is keeping private company with Mr. Sinister? Does the fiery newcomer think that quiet counsel means one must use silencers on all your automatic weapons? Writer's block is a terrible thing. Rejoice! The Muse is going to strike someone who hasn't written a major work for over 100 years. The dress code this year at the gala is huge diplomatic egg on your face. The Queen is most miffed, but at least she gets to get her revenge on a certain council member. It's Judgment Day. Let's hope we're not being judged for our spelling choices. It's judgment, you ruffians. With an E. With two E's, not just one. Is an island nation going to be destroyed? Maybe, but don't worry. It's not ours. Which blue mutant is going to see red? Acting like being immortal is a new thing is very gauche. Some of us have been rocking this look for a while, and trust me, we have had all manner of adventures. Look on the bright side. The council member being white means it's easy to see where you have to mop up blood. The council chamber being white means it's easy to see where you have to bomb up all the bloodstains. Finally, someone who actually deserves it gets thrown to the pit. Good riddance. Oh no. Help. Just help me. It stretches on endless and cold. Infinity balloons and a scream is too big for my head. This is a hell of my own making. Hell is other people. Hell is also me. 13 on. Everything is fine. And those are the sneak peek from the future from your Sinister best pal. But just because Hope joined the council doesn't mean that Selene isn't pissed, and so she destroys the external gate, creating a creature out of the bones of the externals that we used to make it. Shit goes sideways. Sinister goes back to Bar Sinister to, get something to deal with this. Turns out, but he makes some interesting points that. One, magic always throws a spanner in the works for rationalists. Sorcerers are desperately annoying. The scented candles are just unbearable as well. If magic has gotten in the way of his plan, he's going to be furious. His plan, however, there's a lot of chat about mutant circuits, which he agrees are terribly exciting. He has worked on the idea of Chimera living circuits. They'll be fun. It's the hot new thing. But he had other methods, simpler methods, methods no one else really does, because they lack his singular perspective. You don't need to combine mutant powers to achieve wonders. You can do a lot with just a single mutant power if you treat it as a resource and not get hung up on the fact that it belongs to a person. Take a mutant gift, isolate it, work out what one could do with it. For example, there's a gun he has that fires cloned eyeballs of Scott Summers. That's easy. It's easy stuff. He mainly did it because it made him giggle. Kind of makes me giggle too, honestly. Fundamentally, all mutants are useful tools, not people. No one is a person. Everyone is just a resource to be exploited. Explains he was a pure determinist once. He believed you knew everything. You could predict everything. Found the limit of that approach when the Phoenix incinerated him. There's the truly novel, the unprecedented. It was most annoying. So he retreated to empiricism. Do an experiment and repeat, learning what you can each time. Classical science. Problem there is we have but one Earth. You cannot treat life as an experiment, as one cannot repeat it. Or so Sinister thought. Imagine someone whose consciousness moved back in time to when they were born, when they died, immolating that timeline when they did so. Now consider this. Take the individual, clone them, activate their X gene. As time progresses, upload whatever you want into the clone's brain. When you grow bored of the timeline, kill the clone. and then your earlier self can download whatever your future self had uploaded into the clone at the later point. Clever, yes. Yeah, we finished with him stating that the problem with Moira McTaggart was that she was a terrible scientist. Believing that his data set as small as 10 was sufficient to draw any meaningful conclusions. And that is where things end. Interesting, to say the least. I find I'm quite curious as to see where Sinister's experiment is going to lead, but it actually seems like it would potentially speaking, make some sense. I'm not yet sure how I'm going to be approaching Mutant Monday when it comes to the restarts of all of the current X books. X-Men Red and Knights of X will both be getting their a feature video on Mutant Monday, or depending on when they come out, just a combined both double feature video. We'll see. I guess I guess it really depends on which ones begin with a new number one and which ones just keep going with their with their previous numbering. If I remember correctly, New Mutants and Wolverine, I think also X-Force, are all returned to their original numbering. So, but that will do it for now. We've got a Bullet Team video coming up later this week. We've also got the Roundup this weekend. Probably also a Beyond Report. Maybe also some other things too. We'll see. But yeah, that's going to do it for now. As always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Links to my Facebook, Twitter, Patreon, and PayPal can be found in the description box down below. This is Rock and Roll Spock signing off, saying live long and rock hard.